What would you do if you suddenly became a millionaire? Most people think they know the answer. They imagine freedom, no more stress, no more worrying about bills, no more checking bank accounts before making a purchase. Just a better life. And honestly, it makes sense. Because if money causes problems, then having more money should solve them. Right? Well, not exactly. Because every year, people make millions of dollars and still end up broke. Not because they got scammed, not because they were unlucky, but because making money and keeping money are two completely different skills. And today's story is about a man named Tyler, a man who made over $1 million and nearly lost everything. At 24 years old, Tyler was living a life that looked ordinary from the outside. He rented a small apartment, drove an old car, worked long hours, and like most people, he believed that money was the answer to almost every problem in his life. Whenever something went wrong, the solution always seemed to be more income. If he had more money, he could move somewhere better. If he had more money, he could travel more. If he had more money, life would finally become easier. So Tyler became obsessed with improving his financial situation. While his friends spent weekends partying, Tyler spent weekends learning. He studied sales, marketing, business, investing, anything that could increase his income. The results didn't happen overnight. For years, it felt like nothing was changing. But then, something finally clicked. Tyler started a small online business. At first, it made almost nothing. A few $100s, then a few thousand. Most people would have quit. Tyler didn't. He kept going. Month after month. Year after year. Slowly, the business started growing. Then, something incredible happened. Growth accelerated, customers multiplied, revenue exploded. The business that once struggled to make a few $100s was suddenly generating thousands every week. Tyler couldn't believe it. For the first time in his life, money was coming in faster than it was going out. His income doubled, then tripled, then grew even more. Every month seemed bigger than the last. His bank account kept growing. His confidence grew with it. For years, Tyler had dreamed about financial success. Now he was finally living it. Then one day, while reviewing his finances, he saw a number he never thought he'd reach. His net worth had crossed $1 million. $1 million. The goal he had chased for years. The number he believed would change everything. And in many ways, it did. Tyler upgraded almost immediately. Not because he was irresponsible, because it felt deserved. He bought a luxury SUV, moved into a larger home, started flying first class, took expensive vacations, bought designer clothes, upgraded everything. And why wouldn't he? After all, he was a millionaire. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel guilty spending money. In fact, spending money became enjoyable. Every purchase felt like proof that he had made it. Proof that all the hard work was worth it. Proof that he was finally successful. But there was a problem. Tyler didn't realize it yet. The things he was buying weren't creating wealth. They were creating expenses. Lots of them. Every upgrade came with hidden costs. The bigger house meant higher property taxes, higher maintenance, higher insurance. The luxury SUV meant larger payments, more expensive repairs, more expensive insurance. The vacations ended. The bills didn't. But because money was still flowing in, Tyler ignored it. Most people would. When income is high, it's easy to believe it will stay high forever. That's exactly what Tyler believed. The business had grown every year. Why would it stop now? The future looked unlimited. And that's when things started changing. At first, it was small. Sales slowed down. Nothing dramatic. Just a little. Tyler wasn't worried. Businesses have slow months. Then another slow month arrived. Then another. Competition increased. Advertising costs increased. Customers became harder to acquire. Profit margins shrank. The business still made money, just not as much. Tyler told himself it was temporary, a rough patch, a short-term problem. But the slowdown continued. Months turned into a year. Revenue kept falling. Meanwhile, his lifestyle remained exactly the same. The mortgage still needed payment. The luxury SUV still needed payment. The subscriptions still renewed every month. The vacations had created expectations. And expectations are expensive. For the first time in years, Tyler felt pressure. Real pressure. The kind that keeps you awake at night. The kind that makes you stare at the ceiling wondering what happens next. His income had decreased. His expenses hadn't. And suddenly, the math wasn't working anymore. Tyler started using savings. Just a little at first. Then more. Then more. Each withdrawal seemed harmless. After all, he still had plenty of money. But wealth disappears much faster than people expect when money is constantly leaving and less money is coming in. The $1 million net worth started shrinking. $1 million became $900,000. Then $800,000. Then $700,000. Every drop hurt. Not because of the money itself, because of what it represented. Tyler had spent years climbing the mountain. Now he felt like he was sliding back down. The worst part was realizing that nobody had forced him into this situation. There wasn't one giant mistake. There wasn't one terrible investment. There wasn't one disaster. It was simply hundreds of small decisions. One upgrade, then another, then another. Each one seemed harmless. Together, they became dangerous. Eventually, Tyler faced a difficult truth. He wasn't rich. He was expensive. His entire lifestyle depended on income continuing at an unusually high level. The moment that income slowed down, everything became fragile. That realization changed him. For the first time, Tyler stopped focusing on how much he earned. Instead, he focused on how much he kept. He sold the luxury SUV, cut unnecessary expenses, stopped trying to impress people, canceled memberships he didn't need, reduced lifestyle inflation, and something surprising happened. His happiness didn't disappear. In many ways, it improved. Because stress started falling. The pressure started disappearing. For years, Tyler thought wealth came from earning more. Now he understood that real wealth comes from needing less. Over time, he rebuilt his finances, not through some secret investment, not through luck, not through another huge business breakthrough, but through consistency, discipline, patience, the boring things most people ignore. And slowly, his net worth started climbing again. This time, however, something was different. The first million had been built on growth. The second was built on wisdom. The first million made him feel rich. The second million made him financially secure. And there's a huge difference between those two things, because the truth is, becoming a millionaire doesn't automatically make you wealthy. Many people make large amounts of money. Very few learn how to keep it. Real wealth isn't measured by what you buy. It's measured by how long you could survive if income stopped tomorrow. That's the test most people fail. Tyler learned it the hard way. Hopefully, you don't have to. Because the biggest financial mistake isn't earning too little. It's increasing your lifestyle every time your income increases. And if you can avoid that trap, you'll already be ahead of most people. If this story changed the way you think about money, comment "discipline" below. And subscribe for more real stories about wealth, money, and financial freedom.